Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nilanjana's exclusive English lessons. I hope all of you are doing well. Well, I'm doing good. And today I'm here to help you with some question answers. So, we're going to do some MCQ as well as a reference to the context. And I'm sure that these question answers will help all of you in preparation of your exams. But before that, you know what I'm going to ask. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends and those who need some guidance in preparing the poem. And for all of you, those who have already subscribed, thank you so much. I'm really grateful that you all are there to support me, and it's really a blessing for me. So, without much chit chat, let me begin the video. Okay. The first question: what does the speaker remember in the first stanza? The flowers in the garden, the house where he was born, the trees in the forest. Okay, so the answer is the house where he was born. In the second stanza, what types of flowers does the speaker remember? Tulips, daffodils, and marigolds, sunflowers and daisies, and the third option is roses, violets, and lilies. So, yes, we know he speaks about the roses, violets, and the lilies. Third question: why does the speaker wish for night to have borne his breath away in the first stanza? He's tired of living? Yes, he is. He is unhappy with his current life, or he is in physical pain. Well, now in MCQs, you know that there could be answers which seem to be correct, but you need to go with the most appropriate option. So, therefore, we'll go with the B option. He is happy with his current life because as an adult, he's really not happy. Rather, he feels that his childhood was much better. What does the speaker's recollection of the fir trees dark and high in the final stanza symbolize? His childhood innocence, his lost connection with nature, or both? So, both the options are correct over here. It also symbolizes his innocence because he was not very sure that the fir trees, whether they reach out to heaven or not. And at the same time, now as he has grown, an adult, he has lost the connection with nature. So, therefore, we are going to go with both. What is the main theme of the poem? The passage of time, the loss of innocence. Again, we'll go with both because in the poem, we see both the themes have been handled by the poet. Time is fleeting, it's not permanent. Time keeps on moving. And that's the reason the poet is nostalgic about the time that he has spent in his childhood, and at the same time loss of innocence because now that he's an adult, that innocence is missing in his life, and he speaks about that. What does the use of personification in the phrase "the sun came peeping in at morn" in the first stanza indicate about the speaker's perspective? Yes, so the sun came peeping in at morn. First of all, this is a personification. Why? Because the word peeping is a human activity. The sun cannot peep. So, therefore, first of all, I hope it's clear with all of you that this is a personification. But what does the sentence indicate? It shows a joyful, innocent perspective. It shows a nostalgic and longing perspective. It shows a critical and bitter perspective. None of the above. Let us eliminate the wrong ones because there is nothing critical or bitter about this. Okay, so we're not going to go with this. Now we have to go with these two, and out of these two, we know that the word nostalgic is a key word, and at the same time, longing, he desires to go back. So, therefore, we need to go with the B option. The seventh one: how does the speaker feel about the fever on his brow? He has resigned to it, he's worried about it, he's angry about it. So the answer is the A option. He has resigned to it. He is resigned to it means what? That there's nothing that he can do about it. He knows that this is the condition, this is his state, and there's nothing right now which he can do to mend the situation. What does the speaker remember about the swing he used to play on? He thought it was higher than it really was. He thought the air was fresher there. He thought it was enchanted. Again, we will go with the B option. He thought that the air was fresher there. The poem deals with gloomy and uncertain childhood, perfect and innocent childhood. I'm sorry. The poem deals with gloomy and uncertain adulthood. Yeah, that was a slip of my tongue. Perfect and innocent childhood are both of the above. So again, it's both of the above because he mentions that his childhood is the adulthood is quite gloomy. He's not happy. On the other hand, the childhood that he had spent, that was quite perfect and very innocent. Tree is living yet. This line signifies that the tree is very close to his heart. Time passes by, leaving the memories behind, and the tree was planted by his brother. Now, here, the tree is living yet. Many of you may go with the third option that, yes, ma'am, it was planted by his brother. Agreed, it was planted by his brother. But if you carefully look at the phrase, the tree is living yet. Living yet means that the tree is living, but there are many things which I'm missing right now. I, in the sense, the speaker. So therefore, what is there with him is only the memories. The tree is alive, the memories are there, but the people are no longer there with him. So time passes by, leaving the memories behind. This is more appropriate. We move on to the next question. I used to think their slender tops were close against the sky. This means the poet was naive, the poet was sentimental, the poet was spiritual. Now, naive, what is the meaning of the word naive? Innocent, you can say vulnerable. That time, as a child, what he thought that the fir trees were so high that they are, actually reaching to the heaven. They are touching the heaven. That was his thought. So, however, as a child, he was too innocent to, believe that these are mere trees and they are just tall and very lofty. That's all. I mean, there's no connection with the trees to the sky or to the heaven. So, therefore, we are going with the first option. The poet was naive. So, he was too innocent and he was like quite vulnerable. How does the poet remember the robin building its nest? It built it in the roses, it built it in the violet, it built it in the lilac. So he mentions about the robin building its nest and associated it with the lilacs, not with the roses and violet. So the third option. Summer pools could hardly cool. This means that summer pools have failed to refresh him. Yes, summer pools cooled his mind. No, they did not. The poet enjoyed a dip in the summer pools. Yes, probably as a child, he must have enjoyed. He must have splashed water on himself, enjoyed, had a nice time. But here, summer pools could hardly cool. Now, the summer pools have also failed to refresh his tired spirit. So, therefore, we're going with the first option. Okay, so we have done 13 MCQ questions and I hope you got some practice. You know that in the pattern, there are a couple of MCQs that you have to attempt. So I hope that these questions will help you. Now let's move on with the reference to the context. This is a sample question, sample answer, which I have shared with all of you. What is the speaker? Now let's read the stanza first. The roses red and white, the violets and the lily cups, those flowers made of light. So the questions are in connection with this stanza. The first question, what is the speaker remembering in the first stanza? So what does he remember? So the speaker is remembering roses, red and white. He's very specific about what color the roses were. Violets, again, this is the name of the flower. Lily cups, lilacs. And also at the same time, he remembers, these are the flowers that he remembers. What is the significance of the flowers mentioned in the stanza? The flowers create a sense of familiarity in his mind about the memories of the past. He is specific about each and every detail that he remembers with clarity. So he remembers each and every specific detail. It also presents a visual image of his garden, which looked radiant with all the beautiful flowers. So these flowers, they create a beautiful image in the poet's mind, and actually he can relate how the garden looked as a child when he used to stay in that house, how the garden looked with all these beautiful flowers, and at the same time, even the tree that was planted by his brother. What is the significance of the laburnum tree in the stanza? The laburnum tree is significant because the speaker's brother planted it on his birthday, and the speaker notes that the tree is still alive. It also suggests that the speaker had a good relationship with his brother as he remembers where he planted a tree. The fact that the tree still lives suggests that time has passed, but the sweet memories are left behind. So, yeah, that was the third answer. The fourth question: why is the phrase I remember repeated at the beginning of every line? The repetition creates a sense of emphasis. Those who have read the poem, you know that every other stanza, the poet repeats these words: I remember, I remember. Even the title of the poem is I remember, I remember. So the repetition creates a sense of emphasis. Emphasis means what? Highlight. The poet highlights that the memories are very important for him. It reinforces the theme of nostalgia and adds to the overall sense of longing in the poem as he repeats it multiple times. It tells us that the speaker is missing his childhood days as those days were simple and full of joy. He wishes to revisit those days as the memories flood his mind. So, yeah, I hope these answers will give you some practice for your exams. And please go through the answers. If you need to practice it, learn it, pause the video and do it. If you want to practice the MCQs, also pause the video and practice. And I think that's going to really help. Those who are looking for my online classes, drop a mail in this ID, which you can see on the screen. Share your details of which class, which school, and where are you from. So it would be easier for me to connect with you. And at the same time, those who are looking for some guidance in grammar, this ebook is quite helpful. Many students have purchased. And at the same time, there are also some recorded courses that you can have a look. These are quite helpful. Plenty of worksheets you will find with the tense course, and even the writing skill course will give you tips about how to write an email and how to go with creative writing. So these are quite comprehensive courses and quite effective. And yes, those who have not yet heard the explanation of this poem, I remember, here is the link. So if you need to revise the poem once again, please straight away head to this video and listen to the explanation once again. Thank you so much. And if you found this video helpful, if you found this content effective for your exam preparation, do not forget to hit the like button because it motivates me a lot, and trust me, it really helps if you subscribe to the channel so that I can remain motivated, encouraged to create more content for all of you. Thank you and see you soon again. Goodbye.